Hello and welcome to this latest episode of Campaigns on the Record podcast. I'm Anup Oman, the editor of Campaign Middle East, and joining us on the show today is someone who needs no introduction. Kris Fade, Virgin Radio presenter, but joining us today as the founder of Fade Fit. Kris, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
What's it like to be on the answering end of an interview?
It's fine. I feel comfortable. Either way, there or there, I'm good to go. It's nice. I feel like it's less work on this side.
We've got some tough questions, so you've got to brace yourself for it.
There is nothing tough.
Fantastic.
Let's go.
Okay, so have you been to Japan?
I have.
And what's the best part of it that you've liked?
I like to go to places that are so different to where I've been before. So when I went to Tokyo for the first time, I only got a chance to spend a week in Tokyo. It was just so different to what I've experienced before, and I love that. The food, the culture, the people are so amazing. They're just so friendly.
They are.
And yeah, I think just exploring. My eyes became greedy. You're looking around, you're looking at things you've never seen before. So just overall, the city was amazing.
Did you do Disneyland?
I did.
And?
Loved it. I've been at Disney Paris, Disney LA, Florida, and Tokyo.
So we're going to start our conversation right there. Disneyland, when I went there, I realized something that was very interesting, right? They don't market their rides. They don't market the carnival. They don't market the parades. What they market are memories, right? And it was great for me because there were some rides that were closed, some parades that didn't happen. It didn't disappoint me because I still came back with a bunch of memories. Same way, Nike markets motivation.
Yeah.
You've got Red Bull, where their entire Instagram page, you won't find a single Red Bull can. They market the fact that Red Bull gives you wings.
That's right.
Right? What does Fade Fit give you? What's the brand positioning of Fade Fit?
Right now, we do snacks. That's what we do. We're a healthier snack company.
Mm-hmm.
We want to give you an opportunity to have something tastier and healthier in your mouth. So that's how we started it. That's how I started it. That's why I started it. And we've formed over the years a community, a brand, an identity that people trust, a fun place to be at. And but we do snacks. At the end of the day, we've got over 20 products on the shelves across the Middle East and some parts of Europe like Romania and soon to be Australia and America. So, we at this stage, we do snacks. Talk to me in a couple of years. It may be a little bit different than just snacks, but right now, Fade Fit, we do snacks.
Fantastic. I want to pick that word fun out of the conversation that we had. And that's because I've seen people across generations. We just had a couple of people from here within the studio, people on my team who walked in and said, hey, that's something they want to try, right? I've seen millennials, Gen Z, Gen Alpha even. Somebody came up and told me it's hotkey, low-key Sigma or something like that, whatever that means.
Yeah, low-key Sigma. Yeah, okay.
But what is it about the brand that's getting that reaction, that brand recall, the brand awareness across different generations?
Well, I think with anything that you do, and yeah, I've got a big following now here, obviously, across the world with just social media. That obviously really, really helps because when you can use a platform that reaches 1 million people whenever you like, of course, it's going to help your brand grow. It's going to create awareness. But all of that aside, if the product itself isn't good, it won't go anywhere. And so I've seen a lot of, quote unquote, celebrities or influencers drop products and, they market it, they launch it, and then after a year or two, it goes absolutely nowhere. So I think what stands tall with Fade Fit is that the product itself is what it's doing. It's a tastier product. It's a healthier product. People try it, and most people that try it go, wow, this is a really good product. I would buy it again. We find that 50% of our customers are people that don't even know who Kris Fade is. And that's exactly how I wanted the brand to be. When I first launched it, I knew that people would buy the product because of me pushing it. I knew that the way that we wanted it to do, I guess the direction of the company to go, where people who didn't identify who Kris Fade was, just saw a product on the shelf that looked good and thought, hey, this is what I was looking for. Let me give it a go, taste it and go, hey, this has now become one of my favorite snacks. So we find in countries like Kuwait and Saudi and Jordan and Oman where we sell and, people that obviously I have a following out there, but not like I have here in the UAE or other parts of the world. So the products are moving based on what they are. So that's a really good thing.
Have you tasted it?
Of course, I can't make a product without tasting it.
Shall we?
So, yeah, give it a go. So these are our new protein bars, our Fade Fit protein bars. And this literally took me nearly 18 months to make.
Chocolate fudge brownie.
Yep. So it's a chocolate fudge brownie. We stuck to the calories that people were looking for. Just over 200, about 210 calories.
How much protein is
21 grams of protein, small carbs, 1 gram of sugar. I put my mouth to say that is the tastiest protein bar in the world.
That's pretty good.
No, that's 210 calories. Like with anything, I mean, the journey of this brand, which a lot of people don't realize, is I was obese. I was 128 kilos. I was nearly double my size. And I was, suffering through anxiety and depression and just not feeling great. So you took another bite.
I've taken 3.
Yeah,
I'm counting.
Like, tell me you like it. You just said it was pretty
I
good.
do. It's
Out of 10? Be honest.
Give it a 9.5.
I'll take
good
5.
9.5 because my wife also makes amazing brownies.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna take one for her.
Good. It's not as good as your wife's brownie. We have to admit that. Okay?
Yeah. We have
the wife is always
on camera.
right. Yeah.
If you're watching, not as good as your brownie.
No, I was saying, so that's where I realized that putting healthier products into your mouth was the first step of me feeling better about myself. So I started hitting the gym. I didn't really train for many years in Dubai. And then I just started getting fit. And that's when I felt better. The anxiety went away. My depression decreased. And I just started feeling better as a person when I was hitting the gym. Coinciding with that, I wanted to make sure that I was putting good stuff into my body. So I realized there was a huge gap in the market for a company from this region. We're a UAE-made snack, which was affordable, and it clicked all the macros that I wanted. So that's how it started. It started off as a bit like, let's give it a go. And, it's been 5 years now for the brand. And, we're the fastest growing snack company in the UAE, one of the fastest growing snack companies in the region, actually. And, the sky's the limit. And we've got, more products dropping over the next 3 to 4 months. The protein bars are now. We'll release another different type of product in about 3 months, and we'll continue to do that.
Fantastic. I've tried it. It's good. I want to get back into that conversation of social media because you touched upon it very, very recently. From what I've noticed, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not as much social media output that you have around your products, right? I see a lot of user-generated content, a lot of people talking about the product, trying the product, buying it off the shelves. Is this something that has elevated your brand? Is this something that you're pushing, encouraging? How do you ensure that user-generated content actually reflects on your brand?
Yeah, like UGC, user-generated content, is something that any company would die for. That's what companies pay for.
Right.
So companies that don't have a huge following, or have a following but don't have the people posting about them, pay for that. They send out their products to a bunch of people and say, hey, can you create content for us?
Right.
We'll give you free product, or we'll even pay you. And one of the things that we have at our brand, which is, and I always tell my team, and we're a very small team, but I tell them that we're blessed about, is that we have content being made about our product and we don't ask for it. And that is really, really special. And that content that someone will make and they'll tag us, we'll then, I'll repost it on my stories, or we'll share it on the Fade Fit page. And user-generated content is some of the best content that you can do. If you can have someone in real life opening up your snack, taking a bite and going, wow, this is pretty darn good, which, I'll end up using this podcast clip on my page. That is better than anyone getting up there going, hey, have you tried the new Fade Fit protein bar packed with 21,
Yeah.
Get what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you can get when you get user-generated content, real, authentic content, that's what you want with anything that you do, be it a magazine, a snack, a car. When I see someone driving a car, I bought one of those new cyber trucks, right?
With your brand all over it.
Which I have my brand over. I use it as a marketing tool, but I bought it because I was watching a video on Instagram of this guy just driving it, and he's like, man, he's driving up for the first time. He's like, whoa, I love the way this steers. Well, I've never felt a car like this. And then it's
a truck.
And then he's opening up the different compartments, and that sold it to me. Like that one video, I was like, I want that car. Like that. So when UGC, user-generated content, is just so important for anything that you're doing right now.
I want to segue into the car now because Fade Fit doesn't have only products. You've got merchandise as well. Shades, you've got the caps. How much is that helping? Are people actually buying that? Is that also adding to your UGC?
Listen, we have caps and we have these shades, but I don't use that that's not a moneymaker for us. That's more, it's just great for branding. People do buy them, you know. But, you know, for example, we're doing a Fade Fit. We just kicked off the Fade Fit Run Club. You know, we had more than 700 people register to come on a run with us just on a Saturday morning, which is, again, blown away. Companies, large corporations try to do their own run clubs and they get 20 to 30, 40 people register. We had 700 people register. We can't even have that many come down. It's too many. So we've had to cull it and get 100 people to come down. But for example, I have 100 caps, Fade Fit caps, being given away for free to everyone that rocks down. For me, that's more about, it's a gift. And B, hey, 100 people wearing that Fade Fit logo running down the beach, which they'll use again. They're really good caps that I know that's great marketing for us. We're not a large multi-million dollar company. I don't have a huge corporation behind me. We're not a Pepsi. We're not a Nestle. We're not one of these billion-dollar companies. We're 100% owned by me. It's my wife and I and my kids. And we're a family business. And we have to do things the right way. And we have to be very careful with our money for us to continue to grow in the right direction.
Very cool. Going beyond this as well, we know that there is some amount of success, the perception of that. And I'll come to that in a minute in terms of the actual measurement and the metrics. But I want to pick your brain a bit about your growth story as well, right? Over the past 5 years that you've been doing this, what are your top lessons? How many times have you gone back and said, hey, that's great for the brand, or that's a great marketing tool? What are the top lessons you've picked up about brand and marketing over the past 5 years?
You got to just keep going. You got to keep going. You got to move a lot quicker than a lot. Yeah, you got to quit. You got to move quick. You have to move really quickly. I think one of the things with larger corporations or larger companies or other companies in general, they just take too long. When opportunities are there, just take them, run with it, and roll. And we do that. You know, I remember when we were offered Kidzania. If you don't know Kidzania, you know, we have our own factory in the Dubai Mall. We have one in Yas Mall. When we had those discussions earlier on, and we've been there for a good 4 or 5 years now, you know, I didn't go and have a think and let's see if was I going to be able to pay for certain things that we needed? Yep, take it, let's roll, let's do it. And we executed it straight away. And now that's been like a pillar for us for the kids, because kids get to go and make our snacks. Yeah, we had LeBron James and Bugs Bunny on our snacks for Space Jam too. We were offered the rights to it. And I was like, no matter what it was going to cost me to get it into the stores and recreate packaging, in my head, let's roll. This is great for the brand, great for Fade Fit. LeBron James, I love LeBron James. I look up to LeBron James, one of the greatest basketball players to ever play the game. To have him on my pack, I'm in. You know, so when these opportunities come up, you take them, you roll with them, but you got to be strategic about it. Even with the Fade Fit Run Club, you know, I had a fairly large airline company come to me and say, hey, can we sponsor it? And as much as I want to say, yes, take their money and let's do this, I was like, nope, we're going to wait on this one because I want to make sure that it goes in the right direction that I want it to go. And then I'm happy to have that discussion of what can we do together.
So what's the strategy for growth then? What's the plan?
The plan is to continue making really good products like you just tried. That's the key. That's the key that we need. We talk to the public a lot. We find out what they want. We find out what they don't like. We do a lot of case studies. For example, with these protein bars, 18 months. I tried maybe 8 different types of protein bars over the 18 months. They'd come, we like this, we don't like that. They go back to the factory, they recreate. We go, we don't. We changed that 8 times. And we were using more than 25 personal trainers in the UAE, plus more than probably 30 other individuals that weren't gym goers, because we wanted a protein bar that was for everybody. So the growth is to continue to make these type of snacks for everybody. And it's to get it global. So we just signed a deal in America. We'll start on Amazon. And those sales will start in about a month's time. What's crazy, which I recently shared on social media, is when we were setting up our
fake brand.
Yeah, we were setting up our Amazon account, and our guy in the States came back and said, hey, you guys are already selling on Amazon. And I said, no, we're not. And he sent me the links, and there was a complete fake.
Imitation is the best form of flattery, they say, yeah?
I'll take it, yeah. But at the same time, now I've had to get the lawyers involved with
IPs.
these guys. They're selling vitamins under our brand. It's not our packaging. It's our brand. It's our logo. The vitamins in there aren't even our vitamins, which was actually really scary because we don't know what was in there.
Brand safety.
Yeah, I mean, it's, for Amazon in general, it wasn't safe because they're selling a product that they're not sure of. So our lawyers have sent a cease and desist letter, and now we've got Amazon involved, and they're being really cooperative to make sure that we get these guys down. But, growth is such an important factor. I want to make sure that we're available. My audience is very global. I get not a day goes by that I don't get messages from anywhere around the world, from London to Australia to Africa to Europe. Where can I buy your snacks? So I want to continue to be able to produce really, really good products, but have them globally, easily be able to reach. And for us, it's not an easy thing when you deal with products like food. It's not easy. If it was makeup, if it was watches, if it was glasses, it's great. You put them in a box, you send it out. Temperature controlled products, you got to make sure that you're FDA approved or locally approved with any government that you go into. So we're getting there, and we're learning. I'm a radio and TV guy. I was never this. Yeah. Now I'm this, but I was never this.
Interesting. I did say we'd come back to success. Now I want to go back past the perception of success because I'm also a bit of a nerd. I'm a data guy. Yeah.
Sure.
What's the measurement on this? We're going beyond the soft metrics of brand reach, brand awareness, brand recall, and brand engagements like we've been speaking about. Let's hit upon the harder metrics, revenues, bottom line, your sales. Have you seen growth year on year, quarter on quarter? What are the measurements around that?
I will tell you that I put 30,000 dirhams into this company 5 years ago, and I've never had to put another dime into it. It only makes money every single month. We're a multi-million dollar company. I've rejected buyouts of over $10 million US. I'm not ready to sell. I think we've only just started with this business. I think I can definitely 10x it over the next 2 to 3 years. I get corporations message me, investors message me every single month. Do you need investment? At this stage, I don't need investment. I'm not saying that I won't take investment, because I think once the right strategic partner would to come through, where not only they're dropping in the money, but they're actually helping us expand. I think that's a really important thing. But month on month, we're profitable. Month on month, we're always increasing. We never have a month that we go backwards in, except occasionally we did hit a few. Obviously, with COVID, when COVID hit, there was definitely a decline for a good 2 to 3 months. We've seen a decline with just in general. Sometimes in the city, if it's Ramadan, you'll see a slight drop, but that's sort of common. But we're in the right projection. We're that way, which is a good thing, and we've been like that for 4.5 years now.
That's good. Yeah.
And it was probably year 3.5 that we really took off. The first 3.5 years, it was sort of like, we were increasing in sales, but it was like, I don't want to say it was baby games, but it was like, it was cute. Now we're a serious business where we are impacting the shelves. And when I see that our family brand from the UAE, from Dubai, is up against these big companies from the US, and I look at, and I get the data, and we get the data of all the sales, and I see that we're up there. I'm like, it gives me goosebumps. I'm like so proud of it. So
that's a big part of your brand identity as well, given the fact that it's a homegrown brand that's doing so well on a global stage.
Yeah, I'm proud. I'm proud of this city. I moved to Dubai 16 years ago, and I came here not with a lot, and I'm proud to wave the UAE flag for us and what we do. I'm proud to be a Dubai-born brand. I think it's really important, and I think as time goes on, there'll be more and more Dubai brands growing. We just saw what Fix Chocolate did, the viral Dubai chocolate selling across the world. Like, I'm so proud of that. Sarah, who's the founder, is a good friend of mine, and to see her do that, like, I was so happy. I'm like, that is it. We got to stop thinking about the West and buying their products and bringing them in. We can start creating the magic that the West want, that Europe want, that the Australasia want. Like, that's so important for us, and if I can wave the flag, it doesn't have to be the biggest flag, but if I can just wave the flag and say, hey, we're a snack brand from out here in the Middle East. We've showcased now twice at the biggest food expo in the world in America, in Anaheim. And every time we showcase, people are really blown away with our products.
It's true. I've seen these videos of these kids having the Fade Fit brand and they're holding Prime in the other hand. I'm probably shameless. Yeah.
But I love that. Yeah, like, I know Logan Paul personally, and I message him. I'm like, yo. Yeah. I mean, they're doing that at a level 10 times more than what we're doing. But again, you look at what they've created. I think 10 years ago, people used to make fun of social media. 6 years ago, people used to make fun of these influencers. If you're still making fun of influencers,
You've lost the plot.
You're in 1965. You haven't come forward.
So true.
Because social media is where it's at. Every media is important. Magazines are important. Print is really important. People still want the physical touch. Billboards are important. We got more than 1 million people driving in 30 minutes up on the road. It's so important. Radio is so important. My show on Virgin Radio, we have never had as many listeners as we've had this year.
That's so true.
And same with revenue. So like it's all peaking, but social media has never had so many engagement followers. And I can see that. I had 38 million impressions on my page in the last 30 days. That's 38 million people that have seen the content that I've put up. And, you know, so...
Let me break that down. Sorry to interrupt you, but I want to dissect Fade Fit. You've got Fade and you've got Fit, right? Yeah. And we've discussed this, and you brought up influencer marketing, so to speak. Logan Paul and KSI doing Prime is another prime example, so to speak. But how much of this success would you attribute to Fade, as in Kris Fade, and to Fit, as in Fit? Because through this conversation, there is a large part that speaks to you, your personality, your niceness as a person, the way you interact with people, your user-generated content, all of that. But every time I ask you what is the core of the brand, you keep pointing back to the fact that that's a good snack. That is a good product. And as long as you have a good product, it'll work. But how much of the success would you attribute to Fade, and how much of it would you attribute to Fit?
Is your question how much of the success of the brand is based on who I am, Kris Fade?
And how much of it is based on the product itself?
Anyone that wants to get into the snack business, I tell them, unless you got like $1 million to burn, don't even try. Don't even try. I've learned that definitely. There's things called listing fees that you need to pay. Like, you know, when you walk into a shop, a grocery store, when you see products on those shelves, it took a lot of effort to get those products on their shelves. It is not easy. And I learned that took me a while to learn. It's really expensive to be on a shelf in a grocery store. And if you're not selling, they'll just push you out because they're not making their money if you're not selling. So if you invest hypothetically $100,000 to be on a store shelf right here, all right, you've invested your $100,000. You put it up. After 3 months, no one's buying your snacks. You'll get a call from the grocery store. Hey, mate, no one's buying your snacks. They're about to expire. Come and grab them. And you take them off. And then they just put other snacks there. And you've just gone, I just put $100,000 to be there and it cost me $20,000 to make the snacks. You're out $120K.
So the snacks have to be as tasty as Kris Fade has to be influencing people.
All I'm saying is that you need to have the right formula. That's why when you go to the shelves and you see, you know, these big companies own 80% of the companies that you see because they know what they're doing and they do it with magnitude. So when you're a startup like we were and you're wanting to go in there, and I have people come up to me who are launching their own brands, food brands, from snacks to drinks and I sort of give them a quick wake-up call. Because I want to let them know, like, if I wasn't Kris Fade in this country with the network that I had grown over 10 years, it wasn't given to me, this network. I worked at this network, and the followers that I had, it would have been a lot harder. Would Fade Fit be where it is today? I don't think so. I don't think it would be. It definitely relied on my voice and my social media and my influence and the way that I market the products, you know. So I think, you know, if you ask me that question in another 5 years from now, I'd probably give you the same answer.
Fair.
You know, so it's definitely a combination. To have a great product and to already have a voice behind it, you know, it's tremendous, you know.
Fantastic. Before we close, would you like to give a shout out to anybody, agency, people, otherwise, who've actually helped you get the product to where it is now? Who are the people that you've collaborated with? Who are the people that have been your mentors, so to speak, within brand and marketing?
Well, listen, there'd be a lot of people to thank, and I don't want to go through them all because I'll end up forgetting some. But, you know, first and foremost, our consumers, our fans, our people that buy us every single week, the guys that go to our website at fadefit.com or walk into a Carrefour or a Giant or a Spinneys or well, you name it. And those people that not only buy it and consume us, but then want to put it up on their social media because they're proud to do it. Like those people are our core. That's our heart right there. Without them, we wouldn't have even existed. So first and foremost, those guys. The other is obviously my family. They work with me on this. My wife, like I put a lot of pressure on her. She's our brand manager. You know, she wasn't a brand manager ever before until this job, and she's been doing it amazingly for the last 5 years. So, you know, Brianna, she's not only the mother of my child, she's the mother of Fade Fit as well. So she's done a great job. My own children get involved when I need them. You know,
I've heard even your maid has become very famous now.
Virginia, yeah, Ginya's famous. Yeah,
She's got her own Instagram page and become a Filipino influencer.
Virginia's like famous in the Filipino community. Yeah. I'm getting people from the Philippines call me up saying, can you and Virginia come out to the Philippines and do an appearance, which is cute. But like, you know, for me, everything's about like just wanting to be real and authentic. And that's what I started on the radio show. And that's what I want to be who I am. So, you know, the other guys would be Imagine, who Imagine is an FMCG agency who just do such a great job. And without their expertise, I wouldn't be able to grow. I wouldn't be able to be where I am. So, you know, Sasha and the team there have just done unbelievable. And, you know, even our distributors out here, Feta and ESF, they believed in me. So when they took Fade Fit on, both Sasha from Imagine and Feta from ESF, when they took Fade Fit on, we were worth nothing. It was only a vision. And they jumped on the train and said, we see the vision where you want to go with this, Kris, and we're ready to take losses. And they took losses for the first few years. It's only the last few years that it's coming back to them, you know, and I can only hope and wish that I can pay them back 100 times more, you know. So, you know, but like, yeah, that's, there's so many people. Like, I really feel like I know it's a brand that I own, but I really truly feel it's a brand that, you know, the country owns, and I always want that. So I'm grateful for everyone involved, and of course grateful for this country, you know, the UAE and what it provides us, because without it, I would never be able to do this anywhere else in the world.
That is so true. A country of opportunity where homegrown brands can compete against global brands, where homegrown brands can increase demand across the pond, so to speak. And that's a wrap on this episode of Campaigns on the Record podcast. Thank you for joining us once again, and until next time, goodbye.